Hi, and welcome to the Toon Goons, the podcast in which we take an adult critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
And I am Tooch.
And today we're going as far back as we've ever gone before with Freakazoid, a cult classic. That's safe to say it's a cult classic?
Oh, it's definitely a cult classic.
It got 2 seasons. I'm gonna, say that's classic.
Yeah, nobody really watched it when it was on. You were better than us.
Which is the fault of, 5 different factors, which we'll get into. First, we once again have a brief, acute case of Emmy fever. Oh, I guess we're gonna do news? We're just gonna go right into news.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sick of doing editing long episodes, and I don't have any kind of, opening bit like we did last time, when I talked about Totally Spies apropos of nothing. We're recording this on Sunday, August 17th, and you might be thinking, but the Emmys haven't happened yet. Well, the Creative Emmy, the 66th Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards, which is basically like the technical awards, the stuff that's too boring for the real ceremony, was last night. And
Nerd Emmys.
yeah, and included in it were the 3 categories that we mentioned back when we were talking about nominations, the 3 ones that we give a shit about for the purposes of this show. That'd be Outstanding Animated Program, was Bob's Burgers with Mazel Tina, beating out Archer, Futurama, South Park, and TMNT.
Yay.
Outstanding Short Form Animated Program was Mickey Mouse again, as if it's any surprise to anybody that those cartoons aren't going to win this award every year in the fullness of time.
Boo.
Now let's be clear. They're not bad cartoons, but you can understand why they win because they very much appeal to old people.
They could have animated Mickey jerking it.
Yeah, because it's a character that's 175,000 years old, doing stuff that is cute but harmless and not terribly ambitious either.
I mean, it looks really nice.
Yeah, and he looks the way he looked 175,000 years ago. More or less.
With color.
Yeah.
Better animated.
So yeah, once again, Adventure Time didn't win it. There was B. Moore was the nominee this time, which had a better chance, I think, of winning than Simon and Marcy because it stood on its own merits a little bit more.
Yeah.
But,
It's so funny because they always joke. I finally got around to watching the panel and they're like, we were nominated for an Emmy. Maybe we'll win this time.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture they posted. It was DiMaggio cutting a cake for congratulations, you got nominated for an Emmy. And everybody was there like, yay.
Yeah, because, they're going to win. They're going to get nominated every year. It'll be huge when they actually win because the show is too weird for old people.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Even my mom is just like, what even is this? I don't understand cartoons. This nation, I'm gonna go watch Fox.
And I guess, speaking of Fox, the Outstanding Character Voiceover... What's up?
That transition, what?
The Outstanding Character Voiceover Performance went to Harry Shearer for The Simpsons, a show on Fox.
Wow.
That's... It's extant. It's an extant transition. And considering the other stuff that was nominated, for me it was between him and Maurice LaMarche as Calculon and Morbo on Calculon 2.0, which is an episode of a TV show I enjoyed better than For Regretting Seeing a Funeral, which was alright. It's 2014 Simpsons, what do you want? It's alright.
Did anything win that we wanted to win?
Bob's Burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's something of an upset to beat that episode of Futurama.
Yeah.
It was Meanwhile that was nominated. It was the finale.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A very touching episode.
They've done a lot of touching episodes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that was cool. It's cool that show, which is still pretty new, I feel like, people who love it absolutely adore, but I feel like its appreciation is still pretty underground.
Yeah. A little bit, I guess.
I feel like people enjoy it, but they're not really cognizant of how objectively amazing it is. They're just like, oh, this is a pretty funny show. Whatever, I'll watch it with Family Guy and The Simpsons. And it's like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, like, I know a lot of people who watch and they're like, yeah, I mean, it's funny. I don't really get what all the hubbub is about.
Can't even talk to you. Go away.
Well, pay attention to the hubbub, bub.
Anywho, is that all the...
Yeah, that's Emmys. So, I mean, next week is the real Emmys, and nothing relevant to this show will be on there.
Nope,
So
no
we
cartoons.
won't talk about it.
So who gives a shit?
We won't talk about it in this
one.
capacity. But if Orange is the New Black doesn't win everything, you can hear about how mad I'll be on my Twitter.
Yeah, me too, basically. I'll retweet him.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to my portion of news. We got news that Disney's Frozen director Jennifer Lee is going to be adapting A Wrinkle in Time, the famous Madeleine L'Ange book.
Long. I've heard it I've just heard it as L'Angle or Langle because who cares?
I've never heard the name before, so.
She will write the movie.
Will she direct it?
I don't know. So far, she's going to be writing for the movie for Disney. So Disney has this property, and they're going to be making a movie about A Wrinkle in Time, which is, a famous kids book. Came out in 1962.
I've read it. Have you read it?
Nope.
I actually haven't read it.
I don't remember much of it. Like, I remember that the villain is literally a giant brain called It. It's...
For real? I might have to read this all of a sudden.
Yeah, apparently
What?
it's a series. It's the first book in the Time Quartet series that also includes Many Waters, A Swifty Tilting Planet, and A Wind in the Door.
I knew that there were 3 others, but you could put a gun to both of my kneecaps and I wouldn't be able to tell you the names of them.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds good for Disney, because Disney loves sequels and shit. So if this does well, they might adapt the rest of the books and make it like some epic children's phenomenon, like Narnia, even though that didn't work out.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, the book is about children traveling through time and visiting strange worlds in order to find their missing scientist father. And at least 2 producers are attached to the project, Jim Whittaker and Catherine Hand. No director has been announced.
Yeah, the book deals with sort of like some kind of like quantum wormhole, like space time travel presented in the most simplistic child way possible. Which I don't mean disparagingly. I mean it's a book for young kids. So that's what that is.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Go, and it's animated. Do we actually know if it's animated?
We don't know if it's animated or not. I'm assuming because the director of Frozen is writing it or is involved with it. But it would be cool if it was animated. I hope it is.
Yeah.
Well, an actual animation things that we know for a fact are animation. The Golden Globes have recently changed their rules for animation awards. Beginning with this year's films, foreign language animated features will be eligible to compete in the animation category. This change is a direct response to last year when Hayao Miyazaki's The Wind Rises received a nomination in the foreign language film category, but was unable to compete alongside the animation nominees. So they fixed that. They've also refined its overall animation feature rules to more closely align with whatever the Oscars do. Beginning this year, 75% of a film's lead character must be animated. The movement and characters' performances must be created using a frame-by-frame technique through hand drawing, stop motion, pixelation, animation software, or a similar technique.
So does that mean no rotoscoping or mocap?
It means no mocap. Like, things like Tintin won't apply for...
Oh, I like Tintin.
Yeah. Though, then again, the frame-by-frame technique is really weird, because that's how film works.
Who wrote this rule? The government?
I don't know.
A lawyer?
But it's supposed to be designed to exclude motion capture film. So, like, Andy Serkis or whatever he's doing won't be nominated for an animation award.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't they because wasn't there some slight controversy where it's like somebody in the industry was like, Andy Serkis doesn't do a damn thing. They take his movements and just use it as guidelines and basically reanimate what he did. And I don't know about that, but I heard that somewhere. So
Well,
that's
people
I'm
are
sure
always
somebody-
hating on that.
and that's why I don't do the news.
Yeah. Can you imagine being another mocap artist in Hollywood trying to get any work?
No.
This man has a monopoly on an entire class of acting.
Well, I mean, he does all the big budget stuff. I mean, mocap is a thing that's done
Yeah.
normally in loads of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different guy who did it in Pan's Labyrinth, right? Or were those costumes?
Those were
Oh
costumes.
no, those were practical effects, and that was Doug Jones. But Doug Jones has done mocap too.
Yeah.
The thing is that under these rules, Gravity would still be considered an animated film.
Oh.
Under the
Squeeze me?
Hollywood Foreign Press's new definition of animation, Gravity would be considered an animated film because of the incredible amount of CGI work. In fact, it's mostly CGI work. Like,
Yeah.
that whole film is CGI, except for those two actors. And most of the time, they're CGI too, when they're flipping and flopping.
Yeah,
So-
you're right, dude. This does sound like some kind of bill for American education, where they end up screwing up real bad by accident.
And they make it vague so they can do whatever they want without a real solid idea of what they want to do. So that's just muddle it up and we'll work it out later.
Ketchup is now a vegetable.
Yeah, I mean, with all this CGI, the line between animation and live action has become further blurred.
Does that mean I can touch cartoons?
No, I don't think honestly, CGI should be counted
Does this
as
mean I can kiss Sonic?
CGI should be counted as
Does
effects.
this mean?
No, shut up. CGI effects shouldn't be counted as animation. They should be counted as effects. Shouldn't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a form of animation, but it's not an animated film.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, maybe make a new category for technical achievement in animated
If the point
animation.
of the point of the animation is to trick people into thinking it's real people, well, then that's not no.
And there's also a thing like maybe, it's sort of weird that we award these awards by essentially medium instead of genre content.
Yeah.
That's true. That's another thing.
That's
Yeah.
why it should be a technical award, not a overall, like,
Yeah.
animations or films are totally on a different playing field than
Yeah.
all the other films.
And part of the, and this might go away, who knows if it will, but when you see the award for best animated film, part of the implication of that is best kids film.
Yeah.
Then they
Because
should
no
just,
one in the Academy watches them.
they should just make an award, best children's film intended for children. They can
Yeah.
include live action stuff that's made for kids.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what they want the award to be, then just make that award, like a Caldecott medal, but for movies instead of books.
I think the thing is they don't want the award to be anything. They probably, if nobody would pitch a bitch about it, they probably just would get rid of the thing altogether, because for how many of them actually watch the damn things and give a shit?
0. I believe out of the 7 people who voted for this last Academy Award for Best Animated Picture, I believe only 3 actually voted. Or 2. Actually voted. And they both voted for Frozen.
Yeah, because they're like, animated movies are for babies, and I'm 75 years old, so I'm not gonna watch it. Give it to Disney. Who fucking cares?
I played this once for my granddaughter to shut her up. I'm voting for it. I kept her quiet for
Yeah, 'cause
90 minutes.
I feel like The Wind Rises could have competed with the rest of the films coming out that year. Like, I don't think it would have won, but it could have been on the list of one of nominated, because it felt like an Oscar movie if you actually watched it. It seems like the kind of movie those old fucks would really like if they actually gave it a chance. Because it's like a biopic.
It's about World War II.
It's
and
a
that's the only
biopic
thing they
about a
think
figure in World War
This
II.
is a bunch of drawings. I take cells of this and put it on my fridge next to this happy face for my kid on the fridge. It's just 10,000 of them and it looks like they're moving.
Yeah, that was a movie about World War II, which is the only thing old people think
And
about.
it was like a metaphor for the artist and the creator
Yeah.
and the line of a biopic. Like, that's the most Oscar movie I could possibly think up of. But nobody fucking watched it who was in the Academy.
Yeah, and it also wasn't a kid's movie.
No, it
I mean,
wasn't. Kid would fall asleep.
Yeah.
Adults fell asleep.
I'm not gonna watch the Academy members as they fucking die of old age within 10 years.
I didn't fall asleep. I loved it. It's my favorite.
We'll join the Academy.
We
We'll
will.
kill them, and then we get to be the Academy.
That's how it works.
It's
Kill everyone above us.
Yeah, we just got to eat their hearts, which is going to be tough because their hearts are tough and shriveled. It's basically
Or
like
they don't exist. They have
heart. It's like heart jerky
Yeah, heart jerky. Okay, let's move on to something fun.
and less
murder is fun.
less felonious.
No, not murderous, but like fun. During the Gravity Falls panel, which I finally got to watch, they showed a trailer for an upcoming show on Disney XD called Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And it looks really great. It's Disney's first show since Pepper Ann to be created by a woman. Her name is... Where's her name?
Sue Rose.
Sue Rose.
No, that was
Pepper Ann.
This picture of this woman have a caption. Darren Nefsky.
Darren Nefsky.
Nefsky?
Nefsky?
That is Nefcy. I'm going to guess Nefsky. Darren is also...
Now
what you would
is the series creator and co-executive producer. She's worked on Wander Over Yonder. And she's also worked on the Mad animated series as well. And she's been in the business for a while doing all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of great people working on this show. All the awesome people on Disney Animation right now who only seem to be hitting home runs with like Wander and Gravity and now this new show, which looks like it could walk along with those two very easily.
Yeah, the trailer was really good. It's basically like... she's a magical girl.
Well, yeah, I mean... It's an animated comedy adventure about a fun-loving magical teen princess from another dimension, who after a few bold skirmishes with otherworldly monsters is sent by her royal parents to live with the Diaz family on Earth. Eden Sher, ABC's The Middle, provides the voice of the lead character, Star Butterfly. She's awesome. The opening sequence what was shown in San Diego was the in-working title sequence. And the theme song is done by the same guy who did the Gravity Falls theme song.
Brad Breek, I think. I have that song. Let me look it up. It's either Brad Breek or Brad Breen. You keep talking.
Other people working on the show include Dave Wasson, who will serve as director, and Jordana Arkin as story editor. And they'll also be co-executive producers for the series. Once she lands on Earth with the Diaz family, she makes friends with Marco Diaz, who's the other main character, and she continues to battle villains throughout the universe and in their high school, mainly to protect her extremely powerful wand, an object she's still getting the hang of. Her wand basically looks like a Sailor Moon power item mixed with one of those drums that you sort of rub together with your hands, and it has little strings, and it goes tup, 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 tup.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but no one knows the name of those things.
I don't know what it's called, but it looks like that, only Sailor Moonified. It's really cute. She's really cute. She's got a heart on her face, little devil horn headband, and these awesome shoes that are like these boots, and the base are teeth, and it has like a horn sticking out and an eye on the ankle. But then she's wearing like a cutie little dress. Like, she's really neat. And then Marco looks cool too. And the fluidity of the animation is really beautiful, just from what we saw in this really crappy cam rip trailer that we saw. But it's very fluid, and it moves, and it looks like it's going to be so much fun. So I am super pumped for this show.
Now, for the sake, to be full disclosure, like what we saw was the opening, and those always have higher animation quality than the content itself.
But considering everything else they're doing lately,
I have a lot of faith in this show. I'm just saying, like, if it turns out that it does, like the Gravity Falls opening is I think at a higher frame rate than the show itself.
Seems like it, yeah.
Like that part where Dipper drops the candle. That's like a lot of. Also, how do we talk about that show for 2 hours and never talk about the theme song? What the fuck is wrong with us?
Because
that's the best theme song ever.
Because
Everybody-
we were too busy talking about literally every individual episode.
That theme song is so good.
It is.
But anyway, look out. Look out for Star and the Forces of Evil. It's going to be on Disney XD, which sort of solidifies my suspicion that they're just going to put all the cartoons on XD now. Like, that's going to be their new Toon Disney, or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
where all the ones that got canceled went to die in syndication.
My God.
The show's not coming out until 2015. We don't
Yeah.
know which Q of 2015. It could be any of them.
But, I mean, there's a lot of great people working on it. They're working super hard. I've seen pictures of them in the studio, so, like, they already got a lot of stuff fleshed out. And this show already has a pretty big fan base for something that doesn't even exist yet. Like, there's so much fan art for this thing, even though all we have is that opening trailer. So there's a lot of hype for this, and I think
Power
it's
of Magical
deserved.
Girls.
Have we put the trailer on the blog yet?
No, because it's really crappy quality. It's
Yeah,
not
once we get a good version of it, we'll put it on the blog.
Only the best for the goons.
Yeah. Yeah, once it's closer, once we
Aw,
know
man.
more about it.
I just found out the best idea to name our fans.
What?
Goonie.
The Toonie Goonies.
So if that's you, buy a t-shirt.
We don't have any t-shirts.
Yeah, but just buy one so you're not naked and cold.
Oh, yeah. And the last bit of news I have is from our favorite network, Nickelodeon. They announced a preschool television 2014 student animated shorts program. They are looking for ideas for more preschool shows. Apparently, they are having
That's
trouble.
probably where they make their most money.
That's probably it.
Are you an aspiring cartoonist and are good at making 4-year-olds laugh without just allowing them to hit you because that always works? Then you have a future at Nicktoons.
We are looking for shorts that make preschoolers laugh out loud. I'm doing the bold because on this page it's bold. We're looking for character-based shorts that are silly, wacky, loony, and hilariously funny to our core audience of 2 to 5-year-olds. That's right, everybody. Nickelodeon's core audience is 2 to 5-year-olds. That's all they care about. Once you turn 6, get out of here!
You're dead! You never work in this town again!
Guys get 6.
It should include characters that appeal to both boys and girls, should avoid stereotyping, should be respectful of preschool development.
But no
Blah, blah,
homos.
blah. If you're interested, the deadline for submissions is Monday, September 15th, 2014. Your pitch must include PDF file of characters and all this shit. If you really want to do this, you want to make a preschool show, this is your chance of a lifetime. Nickelodeon literally has nothing else going on.
You were reading, you
Yeah.
were reading the thing verbatim, and then all of a sudden you were like, it's a PDF with characters and shit. So I just imagined it said that.
Yeah. And of course, always for this thing, if you have an idea for a preschool show, keep know your copyright rights and IP stuff to make sure they're not gonna just completely cram slam you.
Well,
They
I
are
mean,
open to...
it's an animation
Sorry.
studio. They're not gonna... Generally, the practice is to not let them have character rights. Like, if you ask for character rights, you'll basically be laughed out of the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're open to all animation styles, but looking at the little pictures of characters on the right-hand side here, all of them but one are 3D. So I would bank on 3D.
Really cheap CGI.
Really cheap, unless it's Dora, but they've already done Dora. But I think
Well,
they
no,
probably
they keep
needed CG
keep
Dora.
making Dora. Now we're gonna. Talk
I don't
about
even know these other shows other than the Backyardigans. I
There's
know those guys.
Backyardigans. I know that's Bubble Guppies, and I know that's Team Umizoomi. I don't know how I know these.
How do you know
How
that?
do
I
you
don't-
know these?
Like, that's...
Do you need to be put on a watch list? Do you own a van?
I technically, it's still in my mom's name, and it's a minivan. There's a lot of windows.
I could only kidnap
It's
four
actually
kids.
the. It's actually the most maternal car that exists. It's a 2003 Nissan Quest.
Yep.
Um,
And that's it for news, you guys.
yeah, but no, the thing, Dora.
Except for one short thing.
And except for continuing to interrupt me. Dora Spart. I don't know if they were the first. It was the first show to do this, but it certainly popularized it, and everything after it did the same thing of just characters yelling the same thing at the screen, like that kind of. Do you know where the butt is?
I think Blue's.
Yeah, Blue's Clues
I
did that
always
first.
know where the butt is. First of all,
Blue's Clues did do that first.
but they did it better.
They did do it better. And it's not like it wasn't kind of annoying in Blue's Clues, but
It
Doris...
was a little annoying, but I felt like I actually did something. Or at least I felt like I was going on an adventure as opposed to just watching the adventure.
Yeah. Also, I think because they made Dora for some reason they went with the tone of a PC game because there was the cursor and clicking on stuff. But if you didn't, but it wasn't But the thing, even as young as I was a little too old for Dora the Explorer when it came out, but I was still younger. I was still a kid, so I was watching it going where's the I am unimmersed now because you're asking me a question, but I have chosen not to respond to you, but you still carry on anyway. So you've given me an illusion of agency and then taken it from me.
Because that was the thing with Blue's Clues. There were kids would yell. Mm-hmm. In the show, there was kids that were yelling. So you were supposed to yell along.
But then Dora's just standing there for 3 seconds of just really awkward silence.
Yeah, it's like Half-Life. Everybody's
Staring
talking
at
to you, and then they keep
Judging
going
you.
as if you're an actual human capable of communication, but you're not.
No.
Yeah, and a lot of those other I think I've seen episodes, one episode of all those other shows that I've mentioned, and
I've seen a couple episodes of the Backyardians. Those songs.
Backyarbagarbs.
God,
Yeah.
I miss Oswald. Remember Oswald, the octopus guy? He was cute. He was a Nick Jr. guy.
No.
You don't remember Oswald, the octopus guy?
He had a pet wiener dog.
Yeah, that was a cute preschool show that was in 2D and was nice.
No, I don't remember
You don't
that.
remember?
I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna drop some. It was I think it was Nikki, me, and you. We were just coming out of Nick Jr. So
we were too old for it, but Lucy was still watching Nick Jr. So I'd watch it with her. I was like, Oswald's a nice guy. I like his dog.
What a nice puss.
At least he doesn't sing all the damn time. God, all these baby shows have to sing everything. No more singing.
Sesame Street sang a lot, and
But that was different.
that was good.
Sesame Street's on point.
Yeah.
Is that Jim Henson?
All right, we should get into the show because I bet we've been talking for.
Yeah, but
We
one
talked
more
for a solid
small.
half hour, yeah.
One more small thing. Season 1 of Wander production is totally completed.
Woo!
So, good to know.
All right,
Alright, moving
I'm
on.
They
looking forward to watching it.
did it.
They did it, you guys. Now on to Season 2.
Okay,
Wanderer over Yonderer.
And
Wander.
now,
now that's going to give the anime people too much to play with.